Hi, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it, and I really want to make sure you get the most out of it. So, if you're a coach that works with executives, you've built a business through referrals and it's worked well for you, but you're wanting to grow that and you're wanting to be able to create more clients through other avenues. And you've looked at things like LinkedIn and other things, and you've seen them used well and not well, and you're not sure how to go about it right. And you want to be more of an influencer within your market. You want to be able to have a network of people that are within the scope of the type of clients that you want, and you want to be an influencer in that group. Also, you've got a coaching platform that works. You know that your style works with your clients, with the right type of client, and you're getting referrals from them. So that's not a problem, but you're bottlenecking more in the appointment setting. If that's something that you're struggling with, stay to the end. I'm going to walk you through how to 10x your appointments every week, and then also how to get 3 to 5 new clients a month outside of referrals. So on top of what you already have. So, and it's not that hard. A lot of people often think that you have to spend hours and hours posting and chatting with people online to be able to get them to the stage of wanting to get on a phone with you. And it's much easier than that. And I'll walk you through it. It's not taking a lot of time to do those sorts of things. So the other part too is, it when it comes to working with coaches, I actually started out working with mortgage brokers. I'll get more into that. But what got me working with coaches is because you're a group of people that's always learning, always looking for new ways to do things. And I really find it a pleasure to be working with positive people. And so you're in a position of being able to have a good influence in your market. And so I want to walk you through how to do that. So my name's Tyson Kanoff. I'm the founder of Kanoff Solutions. So I actually got my start. Actually, let me just make this box a little smaller so you can see here. So I started out years ago. Actually, went to school out on the west coast of Canada at Royal Roads University out on Vancouver Island. Got my degree in entrepreneurial management. Wanted to start my own business, but didn't have a business idea. So I thought the next best thing would be to get into commercial banking, where I can get exposure to businesses and hopefully get an idea of what I wanted to do through that. But kind of ended up going down the banking rabbit hole. Went to retail management and then into private banking. And then right around 2016, I took a course in consulting, kind of breaking down consultants versus coaches and how that whole graduated scale works. And and it kind of opened up my eyes first to coaching, but more importantly for me at the time was like just being able to do online business and online work was a new thing for me. So I went through, took that course, and through that course ended up finding a mentor to help me guide me through how to generate business through LinkedIn. And at the time, I was using it for private banking, so finding high net worth clients through LinkedIn. And it was working well for me, so well, in fact, that a friend of mine who was a mortgage broker out in Vancouver, he wanted to connect with realtors. He said, if you can connect me with realtors, that's a huge part of our business. And 3 to 5 realtors for mortgage brokers is a pretty good business right there just from them alone. So I ended up working with him, got him his first realtor within the first 3 months, and which is a big deal for him. And he ended up referring me to a mortgage broker that was down in Denver, a friend of his. I worked for her, did the same thing. And then at that point, I thought I should reach out to more mortgage brokers. So I was just literally reaching out to them as a private banker saying, hey, I figured out some things that are working for me on LinkedIn to get clients and get referrals. It was what I've been doing some for realtors. And that's actually how my business kind of started. So it was just helping mortgage brokers across the US to connect with realtors and get business through them. And then about 2 years ago, I was referred a client. His name was Jim. And so Jim, before we started working together, he was generating about still 3,000 pounds per. Let me move my camera there. Pounds per client. So he's from Britain, so he went in British pounds. After 2 months, we got him his first 6,000 pound client, British pound client, and he was averaging 1 to 2 clients per month through what we put together for him. After 6 months, he actually got to the point where he was like, I need to up my rates. I want to, 7,000 pounds is works for me because he was getting such a consistent flow of clients coming in. That made a huge difference for him. And that's why I find a lot of the clients that I work with, they're those types of coaches where they're more of a fixer coach. So they're going in, they want to fix the problem that person's going through and send them on their way so that they can kind of excel. And then they'll come back to them if they have another problem. But they're not like a permanent fixture coach. They really want to just be able fix them, get them on their way, and then have them come back to them if they need anything else. That works well for them in terms of getting referrals, because of course if they're getting results, they get referrals. But the problem with that too is that you're having to get new clients more regularly. And so that's where, if you're at that stage where you're finding that's the same problem with you, that's typically the types of coaches I do the best work with, and that works for them. So, and that works for Jim, and we're able to get him some great results through that. So in terms of how to go about doing this, I'm going to give you kind of a ground level start to this. So I kind of broke it down in terms of when it comes to your LinkedIn, it's really how do you build trust on LinkedIn is really what you're out to do. With any network or with any group that you come in contact, you really want to be able to establish a good base of trust. Otherwise, it's not really a good, strong network. And so I broke it down into 5 steps. So the first step is you got to think conversation and not business card, especially when it comes to your profile. So updating your LinkedIn profile so that you're talking to your audience. You're talking to them about their situation, what they're going through, and helping them to understand that you know what they're going through and you're not afraid of those situations. Because really, if you're an executive, and especially if you're a new executive and you're at that stage where you're in the seat, but you're feeling nervous about what you can pull off, or you're given problems that feel like they're over your head. If you can be a coach that's been there, done that, or confident and isn't swayed by big issues and problems, that's really what they're looking for. And so you want to talk to them to their profile on that. So step 2 is grow your network. Make sure it's a network of, say, executives or senior level sales teams, whatever your key market is. You want your network to be saturated in those types of people, and not diluted by just kind of filler connections of people that just send an invite to connect with you. And so you want to be very intentional with who you connect with and who you invite to connect. And so with that, you kind of know who to include and who to exclude as well. Step 3 is talk to them individually. So you want to invite them to connect, and you tell them why. It could be, similar interests, connections of yours that you know about, or alumni, groups, or for me, it'd be like my alumni Royal Roads groups. You want to be able to talk in terms of common interests, or it could be something that they posted recently that resonated with you. Then you give them a brief introduction of yourself, and I should underline that brief. It's just, here's who I'm about, here's what I offer, in terms of my network. If you want to connect with anyone in my network, happy to facilitate that. This is the type and style of coaching I do. This is what I post about often. If you do posts, you want to just help them kind of understand who you are in 2 sentences, 3 sentences, nothing more than that. A lot of people fail in this, and they give a big fire hydrant of like, here's my recent book, and here's this and that. And the other thing, you don't want to do that. Step 4, add value to a relationship. And I kind of talked about this before, but you want to open up your network to them as well. Especially when it comes to executives and senior CEOs, they're at the top of their own mountain, and it's kind of lonely up there. So if you can create, also give them a peer group to work with, that's huge. And it could just start out with just making introductions, or if you have past clients that are, in the same situation of theirs, you can even talk about making introductions if that's appropriate or not. But you want to really think peer groups for them, because that matters a lot to them. And I'm sure you found that too. And then sharing valuable insights from talking to clients and your network, things that you found in terms of, here's some struggles with, I noticed you're new in the role. How's it going with X, Y, and Z? I've worked with a client in the past, and we found that doing X turned to Y, and it helped a lot. I hope that helps for you, or whatever. Just giving them that advice that's relevant to them, and and making sure that they apply them. Now, this, again, when you're doing direct outreach, it's a complete timing thing. So the timing being that either when you reach out to them that they're looking for help, or they're not looking for help. And you want to leave the door wide open for both. So if they're looking for help, then you can ask them more questions to understand their needs and their situation. And if it's you helping them out, then great. You can set up a call, or if you can refer them in some way, then to someone that you think is better suited, and that's great too. And you want to keep that door open for them, makes them feel comfortable, and then invite them to have a call if there's a certain problem that you can help with. And that's key, is if you can kind of come up with through a conversation or even their situation that they're in, an understanding of the possible avenues of where you can help, then tell them what that is. And set up a call, and then you can go from there. And that's where you offer your solutions. So you really offer the solutions after you understand their problem. You're a coach, you understand that, I'm sure you do. but this is just a quick refresher on that. So, and that's how you build your network. And so, if you know, when you get through these steps, it's really building that trust, and you want to keep reminding yourself of that when you're having those conversations. It's just gaining trust, being able to trust them yourself as a part of your network, but also, you know, gaining their trust to be a positive part of their network. And when you do that, things start to grow and catapult, and it really makes a huge difference. You know, one other client of mine, Diane, hers is an interesting story. So we started working together, and so when she first started, she moved over from a coaching group, so she had no clients on her own. Within 4 months, she had her first 8 clients through LinkedIn, you know, paying her $3,500 per client, and now she's looking upping her rates to $4,500. So when you have a nice flow of clients coming through the door above and beyond your referral clients, that's when you can start to be more specific in terms of the clients you want to work with and the clients you don't. You don't feel like you have to say yes to everyone. And that's where you can start scaling your time and making the most out of it. So then you can just focus on the conversation with your clients. And then once you've established that rapport with others, then you can do it on your own. Now, if you're wanting help with this, I would be happy to walk you through what it is that we do to make these steps possible when it comes to doing this on a scale that works where you can reach out to them. I highly recommend we just set up a call. Let's go through. I can walk you through what it is that we do. You can kind of get a full suite of that. If it makes sense for us to help you with it, happy to help you with it. But either way, happy to add value to and glad to be part of your network and looking forward to continuing to add to your network. I'll add my calendar invite on the bottom and look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.